Well, I'm mid-game at this point. Today I am Parker, or Dennis, and very briefly, you go first. You have 4 action points. You can move around, you can pick up things, and you're going around the Nostromo. You start off with 2 objectives, all right? You choose which one you want to do. So this was the first one, drop 2 coolant canisters in suit storage. So you have to go around and try and go to a room where there is a coolant canister. You can only pick up, you've only got room for 1 at a time. All right, so you have to take that round to suit storage, which I've done. As you can see, they're already in suit storage. And then I had to bring an incinerator to the nest, all right? And to get an incinerator, you have to collect bits of scrap, and this costs 4 pieces of scrap to build an incinerator. You can use it as a weapon. You can ward off the alien with that. And I've accomplished that. And once you've accomplished your objectives, you have a final mission, which is chosen at random. And you don't know what your final mission is until you've completed your objectives. And I've got to escape on the Narcissus. And basically, I've got to drop a combat canister, a coolant canister in the docking bay. All right, that should be easy enough because there are coolant canisters all over the place. All right, but the problem is I'm down here in the nest at the moment. The docking bay is along this corridor, up the staircase. That little sign denotes a staircase, which comes out there, which is the docking bay. All right, so that's fine. I've got to get to it. Unfortunately, I've got the alien in my way, and you can't run past him, all right? The other objective I've got to have a cat carrier and incinerator in my inventory. I haven't got an incinerator. I could pick this one back up, I suppose. Thinking about it, I could pick that one back up, but I've got to get a cat carrier, and a cat carrier I've got to make out of the scrap. And how much is the cost of it's only one piece of scrap to make a cat carrier. So right now, I'm in the nest. I've got the incinerator. That's fine. I've got to go and get a thing of coolant so I can go 1. It's my go now. I've got 4 action points, and moving it's 1 square per action point. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's all my points used up. But I could get the coolant canister. I'm thinking I can then go up that ladder. All right. Because then I've got to find some scrap. And then I've got to get across to the docking bay. But right now, this is my go. And right now, I've got the alien, and he's 1, 2, 3 steps away from me. So, all right, it's my go. I'm going to use 4 action points to go 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's all my action points used up. So, oh, no, crap. Hang on, start again. I'll pick up the incinerator. So I've got that. That's 1 point. 2, 3, 4. I am now there. All right. I need to get that coolant canister. Oh yeah, the other thing is, if you go into a room with one of them, it's either safe. When you go into it, you've got to turn that over. It's either safe and you're all right, or the alien is there and he's got to move immediately to you. All right. So let's see what happens. So that's it. That's my go up. All right. Now it's his turn, and this is a solo game. I'm playing it solo because our son's at uni at the moment. Come Christmas, we're going to be playing it, and that might G things up a bit. So it's his turn now. So I've got to turn over from the deck and encounter. And you see this says docking bay. All right, it tells me to put 2 bits of scrap in the docking bay. Well, we've used all the spares scrap, so I can't do that. And a encounter chit in the docking bay. There isn't one. That's one of these things that either means it's an alien or it's not. I've got to put that up in the docking bay. All right. And then the last thing, I've got to move the alien 1 square towards the nearest crew member. And at the moment, that's me. So he moves there. So he's right outside the door. So it's my turn again. 1 action point to go into that room. Turn that over. safe. There's nothing on it. So that's good. We can get rid of that. So that's 1. Pick the coolant canister up. 2. Up the ladder. 3. And luckily there's not an encounter chit in there. I can only carry 1 coolant canister. That was 3. 4. I've got my little bit of scrap. And I think, was it just 1 to make the cat carrier? Yes. That's the scrap, all the scrap I need for the cat carrier. Right, so that's good because I'm here and I've got to get to the docking bay, which is over there. So it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only 1 move away from winning as long as there's not an alien in there. All right, so it's his turn again. Turn over and encounter. Uh-oh. Each crew loses 1 scrap. Thank you. If Ash is in the ship, move him 2 spaces. I'm not playing the Ash option, so that's all right. That's cool. And there's no movement, even better. There's no movement for the alien, so he stays where he is, down in the lower decks. So this might be the end of the game because I've got my coolant canister, I've got my incinerator, I've got my cat box. Well, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is a blank one, I've won the game. If not, I haven't. Blank one. I've won. Parker escapes in the Narcissus. Over here, you've got a morale thing. And if you're playing with 1 to 3 people, you start here. And every time you encounter the alien, your morale drops by a certain amount of points. And if it ever reaches 0, game over, man. Game over. It's good, this game, because there's no fighting. There's no, wounds. There's no strength. There's no defense or anything like that. It's simply a case of if the alien appears, you lose morale and you must run away 3 squares. That's all there is, right? And as you can see, I started there. My morale had dropped to there. Still quite a way away. So good old Parker, in this alternate universe, escapes in the Narcissus all by himself. Well done, Parker. What stories are you going to tell when you get back to Earth?